I look a little ridiculous because I'm on my chair that I've had since I was 5 years old. I think my mom stole it from the my mom stole it from the library. I'm pretty sure. I don't even know. It's one of those little kindergarten chairs, like really small, but it's like perfect level with the mic. And I'm not gonna hold it. I got the mic stand. I gotta work on that though. Get an actual mic, like the podcast ones where it's like hold on to the table and it's like right in your face, and then a pop filter and this cap. This chair was too high. So welcome back to another video, and I haven't been posting workout vlogs obviously because it's still early off season, just rebuilding. Nobody cares about that right now. But what I want to talk about is powerlifting related 100%, and this applies to you if you compete. If you're a powerlifter and you haven't competed, it still applies to you if you plan to compete. Not like those powerlifters who say they're gonna do it and they never do it. But so I'm making this video because I had a few friends tell me they've gone to a meet by themselves. So nothing wrong going to meet by yourself, like as in their family went, but they didn't have a handler or a coach. That was me at nationals. I had 0 people with me, no family, no handler, no coach. It's not the problem going alone, whether your family's there or not. It's about in the warm-up area. If you have someone, that's no problem because I've done it. I went to Dallas with my cousin who pretty much did nothing. So I was alone that time because he wasn't checking when I was going to be up. When the flight was, when I got to warm up, I was running back and forth by myself. I was warming up. He didn't really do anything. He was just there. I don't even know why. I think he wanted to be there with me. My other cousin was recording, so that's besides the point. That Dallas was my third meet. Yeah, third. March, I had people with me. Second meet, I did have someone. But my point is, if you're alone, I've seen people go alone, like completely alone. It's not the first time it's happened. Won't be the last. I probably will go alone again one day. And I don't mind. I don't care. If you know what to do, it's fine. But I have friends tell me they've gone alone and they've been in the warm-ups and their meet didn't go great. And I'm like, why didn't it go great? And like, well, I didn't warm up the way I was supposed to. I was like, what does that even mean? Like, how do you not warm up the way you're supposed to? You just do what you do in the gym at the meet. And a few of these friends told me they weren't assertive. They weren't aggressive enough or just assertive. When it was their time to warm up, they just kind of let everyone go, and they were just standing there like a bunch of buffoons. They were just separate occasions. They weren't there together. Different friends, different occasions. And I'm like, why? I don't know, I was just kind of shy. And I was like, you pay for a meet membership that lasts a year. You pay for the registration. You probably buy a shirt. Maybe you buy. Let's just say you buy a shirt. You pay for the gas to go to the meet. The gas to get back home from the meet. All that gas to go to the gym, because I went to the gym for so long before I worked out at home. All that gas and time and sweat and hours in the gym to be shy in the warm-ups. I understand because I used to be shy a long time ago. Now I'm not. I'm like the furthest thing away from shy. But I was never shy when I had to be, though. I stopped being completely 0 ounce of shy in me when I was 25. It was very recently. I'm 27. But I wasn't that bad. But before, when I was 20, 18, 17, 22, all that, 17 to 22 probably, when it was worse, even if I couldn't do something, I'd be in Mexico by myself on a bus. I had no one, had to speak another language. I speak Spanish, but it's not my primary language. It's my first language, but not my primary language. If that doesn't make sense to you, I don't know what to tell you. It's my first language, but I speak English majority of the time. I made it work when I was alone on a bus in Mexico. Anytime I needed to speak up. When I was at a job interview and I didn't know what to do. When I was applying for a new college and I didn't know where to go, where to ask, and there was a bunch of lines, just cut the line and ask. So what I'm saying is, I have a story that relates to this. I've never been shy, but I went nationals recently, literally a month ago, yeah. July 15th. I went alone, and that's no problem. I can go alone because there's usually someone else's handler putting the weights on for you, and I just put the weights on the other side. It's no big deal. I knew I was going alone. I knew what I was getting myself into. But there was this guy. It really bothered me. I still think about it randomly. It doesn't bother me that much. It just pops up once in a great while. And this guy was a coach. And he was one of those coaches. I'm a coach. One of those guys. A Monday Night Football coach, I guess you could call him. And his lifter was stronger than me. I mean, most people are stronger than me, no big deal. But he's one of those kind of entitled coaches, like my lifter's better than you, and my lifter is the most important one. That's pretty good. That's a good coach. That's how he should be. But you don't have to bring that onto me. Like, I don't know you. You don't know me. I don't pay you. You don't get my money. Don't talk to me. So I was warming up for squats, and this was real disrespectful now I look back at it. In the moment, I didn't see it on the first question. I was squatting. I think I did 3 plates. So 3 plates with the 20 kg plates, the blue ones, and a squat bar. That's 319. 330 with the collar. And wait, no, I'm wrong. Yeah, 330. So 330. And then I do 1 rep. And then I unrack it. And he's there. He wasn't there. He just kind of got there, I guess. Maybe during that rep. Or some more along the lines where I didn't see him. I was there before him, first of all. And I was one of the early ones there. I wasn't the first one, but I wasn't the early one. But like I said, it doesn't matter who's first or who's last. Like, we all paid to use the warm-up area. It's a squat. You use the squat. But at National, you use a squat bar to warm up. And the calibrated plates, they're blue, but they're still calibrated. And you paid for this. You paid to, like, just use it. Who cares? There's no order. I'm usually rude. I'm not rude. I just assert myself. And everyone was doing that at National, which is good. I usually just go in. I don't ask. If there's 3 people, like, squatting, and you, I just walk in. Like, I just mess up the order. I'm that guy. Because if I'm going now, I'm going now because I'm ready. I'm not going to rest 3 people just because that's the rotation. But it was different at Nationals. People were doing that to me, which is no big deal because there was like 4 warm-up areas, so it was really no big deal. If I wanted to, I could have warmed up on the red platform. There was blue and red. Now I look back at it. So that's 8 warm-up stations, squat racks, combo racks. And I did 330, getting back to it, and he told me, that's your last warm-up? Like, who the hell? What? How is that my last warm-up? Like, what makes him think that? And I didn't see it at the time, but he's calling me weak. That's what it was. He's like, yeah, it's your last one. You're weak. You're done. That's pretty much, but he's like telling me kind of. And he was like, that's your last warm-up? And I was like, no, I got like 3 more. And I just stared at him. Like, I don't know. I thought he was going to say something else. And he just kind of did this. Like, that's your last one? No, I got 3 more. And he was like, one of those looks. Like, this fucking weak motherfucker. Which, what does it matter if I'm weak? Like, well, who cares? What if my opener's 330? What does he care? Like, what does it matter? And then I did 330 and then like 352 and then 374. Yeah, I was doing 22-pound jumps. So 10 kilo jumps. And I was at 374. And then, you know, long story short, I was at 374. All the warm-ups went good, but like all of a sudden it's time to go. And there's 120 lifters at National. 60 on the blue platform and 60 on the red each day. So there's 60 guys, 15 on the flight before me. It's 15 times 4 flights, 60 people. And like all of a sudden, you know, 15 people, that's what, 45 minutes? But like not everyone, 15 lifters get 1 minute, 3 minutes per lift, but it doesn't usually take 3 minutes. You know, it doesn't take a minute every time. So 45 seconds. So instead of 45 minutes, it's like 37 minutes, let's just say. But yeah, that's about enough. I don't know. But if you're strong, that's kind of a little bit. Because if you're going to open up at 500, you got a lot of warm-ups to do. Unless you just do 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, 4 plate, but I don't do that. So I guess, you know, 330... he sees me doing 352, 374. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to him. I didn't really care about him. I didn't even know he existed. And then, and I did 352, and he's like, oh, that's your last one again? And I'm like, no, I got like 2 more. Like, why does this guy keep asking me things? Like, why is he? I'm not the only one squatting there. Like, it's not just his lifter and me. Like, there's so many other racks if he doesn't like it. If he doesn't like me, maybe I hate to say this, but maybe he was racist because he's from Arizona. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to talk about him. I know his name and his lifter's name. I saw on Instagram, but I'm not going to call him out because if I didn't do it to their face, why do it on YouTube like a bitch? So they're not from this state, and maybe he was racist. I don't care if he's racist, honestly. I really don't care. But yes, he was a white guy. I don't think he was racist. I just think he thought he was better than me and his lifter. And he was just like, that's your last one? I was like, I have 2 more. And then 374, I did it. And then, like, I got to do 396. And 396 is 4 plates with the collar. 3 plates and a yellow with the collar. So a 35, you could call it. It's really 33. And I was like, okay, 3 blues and a yellow. And then he was like, yeah, it's almost time. You're like second. You got to go. No, you're done. You're done. Like, this guy's just telling me what to do nonstop. And I was like, what the hell's wrong? I'm going to knock this guy out. But I wasn't mad because in my mind, this is what it was. He doesn't know what he said. I was second. That's so disrespectful, calling me weak. Because when you're one of the first ones to open up, that means you're one of the weaker ones. Or you just open up lighter. That's it. You're opening up lighter. How does he know what I'm opening up at? How does he know when I'm on the flight? He was wrong. I was 6th, not 2nd. Damn, give me those 4 more. I'm pretty proud to be 6th and not 2nd because I thought I was going to be 1st. And I wanted to do 396, and he's like, wasting my time. There was 4 left in the flight, and then there's 6 left, so that's 10 people to go. So that's about 7.5 minutes, let's just say. And I thought, if there's a time to go, it's now. Not arguing with this guy. That's why I didn't make a scene. Like, not arguing with this guy, not, should I know, like, not doing all that. So it wasn't that he punked me or I let him punk me, because he didn't. But I was like, okay, I got, 3 blues and red, 396. I need this right now. Because I rested kind of long, which is, I wanted to. I wanted to rest like 8 minutes. And warm-ups, that's a long time. Because people usually warm up like back-to-back. Or sometimes they're like, oh, I'm going to rest right now. But I did it, right? And then he's like, yeah, like, telling me what to do. Like, I should listen to him because he's someone else's coach. And because his lifter's stronger than me. And who knows, maybe his old ass is stronger than me. I don't know. I don't care. And he's like, yeah, he's like, it's time to go. You got to go already. You're like 2nd. And I'm like, what the hell? You don't even know when I am. And I don't know who it was because I think they had a whole crew with them. But I don't know if it was his lifter or someone else with them. He's like, oh, yeah, man, you should go now. Like, you're like, it's time to go. Yeah. Like, how do these guys know? They're just listening to him because he's the guy in charge, the coach. Like, that's so dumb. That's like telling someone like, oh yeah, you gotta go now, like you're 2nd, and then the guy's like opening up last. Let's just say, like, I don't know. I can't tell someone when they're opening. I don't know this guy's name. He didn't know my name. He didn't know anything. How could he possibly know anything about me? So Luis de Santiago was behind me. He's a powerlifter that I met in March. I will say his name, and I will put him on blast because it's in a good way. So I'm not talking bad about him. Luis de Santiago will probably remember, and he probably went through worse because I was kind of like, I went to go probably in between the time. I went to like try to scoop a pre-workout and drink a bang, so double, pretty much a double scoop, and just a scoop and a bang, so 600 milligrams. And then Renato, my friend Renato Martinez came, and he's just like, oh, like, have you warmed up? Yeah, he got there at 10. And I was like, yeah, over there, like on the last one, even though he didn't go to that one. He wanted to go to another one because he was just starting, which makes sense. There's already 4 plates on. He went to another rack, no big deal. I should have just went with him now I look back at it. But I was way ahead of him on the warm-ups because I was already at 3. So that happened, and I came back, and then this guy told me what to do. And then Luis de Santiago, I met him in March. I'm not going to say what, at weigh-ins in March, we had a little altercation. It was really nothing. But that day at weigh-ins in March, it was states, I learned that Luis is a go-getter. Like, he's persistent. He's assertive. If he has a question, he's going to ask. If he wants something, he's gonna ask. He's gonna get it. He's not just gonna be like, he's not gonna be like the guys I'm talking about that don't warm up right and they do bad at their meets. And then this weigh-ins and nationals, I saw Luis again, and he gave me. We ended up being cool at the meet in March. We talked. He gave me whiskey after the meet. I don't know. I took a shot. I took a very big shot, and I don't drink, so I've kind of felt it. And I still drove home. Yeah, illegal. I know. Anyway, I was fine. It was nothing. He was cool. We were kind of talking. He was, real cool guy. Wrong first impression. He probably had the wrong first impression of me. Weigh-ins over there in March. And then this weigh-in, same thing. He was there before me in March, but at Nationals I was there before him because it was appointments. So was March. So my appointment was 9:30 to weigh in. He comes in the weigh-in room and he's just like, where do I get those papers at? Like, that just shows how Luis is. He's just like, let me get those papers. Where do I get those papers? He was asking the workers. They're like, oh, you get it in the other room where the rack heights were, where those combo racks were, so you get your rack heights. But I already knew my rack heights. It was an ER rack. I memorized it already. I'm 12, 8. 12 squat rack, 12 on squats, 12 on bench, 8 on the spot face savers. And they're like, oh, you get it over there, but when's your appointment? He's like, 10:15. He's like, okay, if you're not 9:30, you can't be in this room. He's like, oh, okay, but where do I get this? Where do I get? Like, he still kept going, even though he wasn't supposed to be there. He doesn't care what people think. He's not shy. So I'm bringing that up because after this old man was telling me what to do, the punk, oof, man, I wish I could relive that moment. I'm not going to say what I would have done or could have done, but I really wanted to take a walk with this guy outside. Seriously, just take a walk and talk, literally. And anything else that had happened would have happened. And if his crew wanted to do it too, I would have taken a walk with them too, one by one, and talk. And whatever happened after that would have happened. Because, like, after a while, you're just tired of people telling you what to do after so long. No one told me anything. That was a good day until then. But like I said, I didn't let it get to me because I did have 6 people to go. 10 people before I squatted. So he was telling me, you're second, it's time to go, this and that. And I was like, that's a big jump, 374 to 419. I didn't say, I was just like, it's a big jump. I was like, nah, it's a big jump. Like I wasn't like, oh, maybe. I was just like, nah, it's a big jump. 3 blues and a yellow. And then Luis is in my ear. I don't see him. I just hear him. I know who he is. And he was on that rack warming up too. He was like, hey, do what you gotta do. Don't let them tell you. Do what you gotta do. And then they just kept saying me like, oh, you gotta go. He's like, hey, do what you gotta do. Like, and I look back at it. I think something happened between him and them. I wish I could ask him, but like he doesn't answer on Facebook because that's all he has. I don't know if he has an Instagram. I had messaged him before about nationals, but whenever I see him again, I'm gonna ask him about that. So I put what I did. You know what you should do. Here's a lesson for all of you, not for me, because I did what I should have did. Like I did what I had to do, like Luis said. Do what you gotta do. And I inserted myself. I was assertive. I didn't let them punk me, but I just said. After he told me do what you gotta do, I was just like 3 blues and a yellow. Like I just repeated myself, like do it, like not asking. And I went on the other side. I took off the blue because there was 4 blues. You know, this guy thought I was slowing them down because it was one of the weak ones. That's probably also what it was too. And I took off the blue and I just put on the yellow, so now he has to do it. And then I put on the collar and I just put the rack height down to mine because it was on 14 and I was 12. And then he ended up doing it. He wasn't happy though. And then I did the rep and then I walked away. I didn't even say thank you because there's nothing to thank them about. And I didn't mention his lifter. I don't know if this is the strategy they had before that. Man, now, these guys were just rude. They're just entitled. Like they were coming about. It would be like the normal rotation, like I talk about when you warm up. This guy, then this guy, then this guy. We all do a blue. We all do a 2. We all do whatever. He went in and did like 2, and he did 3 right away. He was like doing like literally like circuit sets in the warm ups. He literally did like he was there with us, and he just decided 1, 2, 3. Like, nonstop. You didn't even ask. And I was like, oh, you're going now? Like, I was kind of telling him, like, you're going now? You're just going to cut everyone? That's kind of how I meant it. Because he was ruining the order of the plates that we were going off. Like, just take it all off now. And let me just do my 1 and then my 2. And he was just like, yeah. He was just like, he wasn't very confrontational. He was just like, yeah. Like, I'm going. Yeah. Whatever, right? And then he just doing like circuit set. That's kind of weird. So I see why his coach was like that. I don't know. He's probably worried because this guy was pretty strong on squat, I would admit. So he probably just wanted him to get warmed up really, really, really fast. But if I was 6th, this guy was like, what? Probably 11th to squat. So like, what was he so worried about? Whatever. So my point is, if this is you and you get someone like this old man who telling you what to do, telling you like it's almost time, this and that, you gotta know what you gotta do. Like, don't just do what you gotta do. You gotta know and go in with a plan of warm-ups. I don't know how other people are, but I'm ready for warm-ups 3 days before the meet. What does that mean? I look at the roster. How many people are in the roster? Maybe some people don't show up. Sometimes that happens at the meet. Nationals most likely won't happen, but at a local meet, I've seen a few times where people didn't show up. So there's 15 people on your flight. Who cares about that? Look at the flight before you. So if you're flight C and there's flight B 15 people, do the math. That's about 45 minutes you have to warm up. 37, because not everyone, it doesn't take a minute to go on the platform. You get a minute, but it takes about 45 seconds with the weight changing, because they change the weight. So you got 37 minutes if there's 15 lifters. So you got to do the math of when you got to warm up. I warm up sometimes with flight A, because I'm usually always flight C. I'll be warming up with flight A and take my sweet ass time. And that's what I should have done now that I look back at it. Like, I warmed up fine, nothing wrong with it. My opener was fine. Warm-ups and opener went according to plan. 440 just didn't happen twice. But that wasn't the problem. Opener and warm-ups, because your opener is the closest thing to the warm-ups there is. You know, that's your first one. That went according to plan. But if you take long to warm up with flight A. Or just, now I look back at it, if you're at Nationals, warm up with the red platform. Who cares? Like, they're not going to kick you out. They're not going to say anything. But, this is for the old guys. You know, because red platform was like the sub-masters and masters. But there were some open guys over there, too. So they don't know. They can't say they don't know. And they can't tell you what to do. Like I said, you paid for this. So it's what you paid for. And if you know you gotta know. When you go in the gym, don't just think, oh, I take 2 hours in the gym. Do you really? If you have mobility stuff, dynamic warm-up, any kind of stretch before, and then you warm up, and then you do your working sets, and you do accessories, and then you stretch after, if you do those things. If not, you just have to know. Like, if you stretch before, like me, mobility and dynamic stuff, how long does that take you? You got to know that. So when flight A's on the first attempts, maybe you should start doing that already and take your sweet time. Or flight A second attempts, because once flight B goes, you're going to start squatting. Or whatever. Benching, for me, that's quick because I'm weak. Or even if you're not weak, bench is pretty quick, in my opinion. Deadlifts, too, is not quick. But that one takes... Well, it is kind of quick because there's no rack. You know what I mean? You just load the plates and go. But deadlifts is going to take long because it's heavy, obviously. But you got to know for deadlift and squat, specifically, how long you take to do your mobility. 30 minutes. So if it's 30 minutes, first person on the second attempt, you're already going flight A if you're flight C. You do that, take your time. I mean, don't take too long, but if you take 30 minutes and then you take your pre-workout, whatever, and then you start warming up, and if you know you take long to warm up, you like little jumps or you like long, like small jumps but long rests, take that into account, and maybe you can start warming up already on flight A. But the only bad thing is if they're already going heavy, you're going to have to go heavy too. Like if that flight B, because flight A's up and flight B's warming up, if they're already on 3 plates, it's going to suck because you're going to be that guy to take up all the weight. Or just be there with them. Like do the dynamic stretch while they're there. Right there next to them, do the dynamic stretches if you do that foam roll and all that. And then warm up with them. Do it before and then we're going to take your sweet time because a lot of people take long to warm up. A lot of people are talking in the gym. They take like 20 minutes in between each warm up or in between each set and then they go. So from now on, it worked fine, but I'm going to warm up 2 flights ahead because, you know, I like to warm up. Like sometimes I'll just do the same weight again. Like if I'm at 350 or 370, I'll do 1 and then I'll do 1 again, or I'll do 1 and then I'll do 2 with the same weight. That's just me though. Everyone's different. If you know you take long or you take your sweet time, you don't want to be rushed because think about it. 37 minutes, you know, before just the flight before too. 37 minutes the flight before you're up may not be enough if it's not nationals like a local meet and there's only like 2 like squat racks or combo racks, whatever. It may not be enough, you know what I'm saying? Because it goes by fast because it's not you using it. There's like 10 people with you, 15 people. So I've used it before. I've warmed up with just 1 squat rack before in other meets. So something you got to keep into account. It's not always, you're not always going to be spoiled like nationals. But yeah, don't be that guy. The point of this video is don't be that guy. To just let people warm up and just stand there and not be warm and you're cold on the platform, you do bad because you didn't get a warm up right. I've seen people not warm up at all. I saw a girl my second meet. She didn't warm up and she was the first one on the whole meet, flight A, and her opener was heavy. She got 3 whites. They were nice because I don't think she deserved 3 whites, but she was crying because she didn't warm up at all, like nothing. But that's her fault. She's crying. I don't know why she's crying. That's her fault. She should blame herself because she was just laughing, taking pictures, and her handler wasn't handling her. She's just standing there with her. That's another thing. Handlers, if you have a handler, if you are a handler, know what a handler does. That's not just standing there for moral support. That's what my cousin did at my meet in Dallas. He told his girlfriend he trained me. It's like, first of all, you didn't train anything. Second of all, you didn't, let alone handle anything. Handlers, put the weights on and adjust the combo rack. A really good handler will do both sides. I have not seen someone do that yet. There probably were, but it's few, very rare will handler put weight on both sides of the bar and combo rack adjust both sides of the combo rack. That is very rare. But handler will at least do one, and he'll tell you when to go, or she will tell you when you're about to go, how many people out, when you should start warming up, when you should stretch or whatever. That's what a good handler does. Hold your earphones, hold your phone when you're on the platform because you can't have that out there and you don't even have pockets. I've seen people go on with AirPods. Horrible handlers. And like they had to tell them to take off their AirPods. Horrible handlers. So I'm just standing there and look tough. That guy, and I look back, nah, he was an okay handler, but he was a little lazy. The old guy I'm talking about. He's just doing the rack heights. Yeah, he did it, but well, anyway, I'm kind of done talking about that guy. But if you get a guy like that, back to what I was saying about the handler. You know, you got to be doing the lift-offs on bench, putting chalk on people's back, and baby powder. That's pretty much what a handler does. Pretty much. That's not, oh, I'm going to be back. Tell me when you squat or when you bench. You know what I mean? And they're there right when you're about to bench on the platform. Like, no, that's not a good handler. Right? Like, tell me when you deadlift. I don't want to watch bench. That should be common sense. But I see a lot of handlers that think they know, and they do not know. Okay, so back to the whole point of the story. If you get a guy like this, handle it how I handle it. Just repeat yourself and be like, okay, I want this weight. You know, oh, well, you got to go. It's already time. You know, you're second. And you're not even second. Just be like, well, I want this weight. So, no, don't even ask. Just like I did it. Put it on. Like I say, you shouldn't ask. Put the weight on. And that's it. He has no choice but to do it now. Put the rack down. Now he's got to do his side. If he doesn't, just say, excuse me. And then do it for him. Or don't say anything. Or just say, excuse me, just so there's no fight. Because you don't want to fight right before you get on the platform. I mean, I don't mind fighting after, but right before, now your meet's ruined. You paid all that for nothing. But on bench, I was warming up, and man, these guys were just nonstop. It's like dun 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 dun. Like they were just warming up crazy, and they were just nonstop. Like they were not resting because it's just bench. Like it's no big deal if you don't rest too long. It's not that tiring. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go now. And I had my friend Achidi was gonna give me lift offs, and he was watching me. I was like, damn, okay, I'm gonna go after him. And these guys just kept going. So I was about to be that guy, and I was like, man, I literally said, God damn it, fuck this, I'm going over here. And I went to another rack, and I was like, that's what I get for being nice. He's like, yeah, don't be nice, Mark. And I was like, I'm usually really rude, and I just go in. But I went to another rack. They were starting with the plate. Perfect. I just start with the plate. I don't do the bar. So go to another rack, or damn, just walk in, just sit on that bench. No one's gonna take you off, or just walk in that squat rack or deadlift. That's the point of the video. Just go in. If it's nationals, you have 8 platforms majority of the time. 8 combo racks. 8. Figure it out. Go to the red side, blue side. If you're blood or crip, whatever. You have 8 options. And there's like 60 people. Wait, is there 30? It's about 30 people. Because each flight is 15. So like about 30 people. You're going to get different personalities. Most will be good. Most will be cool. Most will be kind. Most powerlifters are like that. Like, go ahead. Yeah, cool. You can go. Go in front of me. But if you get this male Karen guy, Hank Gary, he seems okay on Instagram from what I see. But everyone's different behind the camera. But in person, he was just, I don't know what was wrong with this guy. Trying to tell me what to do. But don't let people punk you like that. You know, I didn't let him punk me. And next time, yeah, if I have more time, I'll tell him to take a walk outside with me. That doesn't mean anything bad. It just means we're going to go outside and talk about this like men. That's it. It doesn't have to be a fight. If it ends up being that, then whatever. I fight 5 people and I probably lose. Who cares? No big deal. I can do 1-on-1 or 5 at one time. Whatever. It's honestly just the fact that people want to punk you, tell you what to do, bully you, dictate how you should do your things, you know, whether it's a powerlifting meet, the DMV, someone tells you like something, I don't know what, or the gym, or relationship, like your girlfriend's friend or your girlfriend's parents or your girlfriend's whatever, or any spouse or significant others, other people telling you how to be in a relationship, or anyone telling you how to do anything, don't let them. And who cares if they think you're a bad person for not listening? Who cares? Would they listen to you? We don't like to listen. That's human nature. We just think it's bad when someone else doesn't listen. But when we don't listen, it's okay. And that's fine. Who cares what other people are doing? Worry about yourself. If you're at a powerlifting meet, don't tell someone when they should stop warming up. You don't even know them. So rude. Goodness. Alright, that's all I got for the video. Probably gonna upload some workout stuff eventually. I want to like put some more bodybuilding stuff that I haven't really done, like accessories. Now that I have a coach and it's more accessories that I've been doing, actually using my dumbbells now, I'm probably gonna post that. But like, yeah, I'm gonna probably post some more of that and some powerlifting stuff. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and see you next time.